In Paul's second letter to Timothy, in chapter 2, in verses 14 to 21, Paul is continuing to instruct his younger friend and colleague about how it's to be between a pastor and the pastor's flock, and how we are to serve in God's household, the church. And Paul uses an interesting image in verses 14 to 21, that of a utensil. And our verse of the day is chapter 2, verse 21, where Paul writes, "All who cleanse themselves of the things I have mentioned will become special utensils, dedicated and useful to the owner of the house, ready for every good work." If you back up to verse 20, he sets that up by saying, in a large house there are utensils, not only of gold and of silver, but also of wood and clay, some for special use and some for ordinary. This is a wonderful example of Paul taking something from every day and applying it to what it's like to be a part of God's family, the church. In current colloquial language, if you say someone's a tool, that's more of an insulting phrase. It's not a compliment. But Paul is encouraging us to be a utensil, to be a tool, if you will, in a positive way in the household of God. And there are, we know, in your own house, what have you got, right? You've got ordinary silverware that you use every day. You may have a couple special things in your kitchen that have been given to you as gifts, maybe for a wedding or a birthday. You could have special bowls or dishes that have been given to you by family members. Jill has a special mixing bowl, a bowl that she'll use to make muffins and bread and things in, that was her grandmother's, that sadly is starting to crack now a little bit, and it has so much sentimental value and meaning far beyond the physical value of its materials. And so part of what Paul is encouraging you and me is be a useful utensil in the hand of God. I'll say that again. Be a useful utensil in the hand of God. In our kitchen, I don't know about your kitchen, in the back of cabinets and drawers, there are utensils that are hardly ever used, right? And they just sit there. It's like, what are they not doing any good? And yet we have other things that we use on a daily basis. Jill and I have a favorite set of bowls that my mother gave us that are this beautiful Bennington pottery that I like to have my oatmeal in, and Jill eats oatmeal and yogurt in pretty much every day. And those dishes are useful and meaningful and everyday part of our lives. And what Paul wants you and I to be is like that special Bennington dish. Be a useful, helpful utensil in the hand of God that God can use to serve and to bless others.